Subaru is readying its first ever EV for production. This is the Subaru Solterra and it's due for Aussie roads in the first half of 2023. Before then though, we've been afforded a sneak peek of this left-hand drive prototype. Let's see what it's all about. Okay, so the Solterra name itself comes from the Latin words of sun and earth. What we have here is a 4.69 metre SUV that rides on a 2850mm wheelbase. So in principle, it's a competitor to cars like the Hyundai IONIQ 5 and the Kia EV6. Now this is Subaru's very first EV model and it's based on a new platform known as ESGP. It's actually co-developed with Toyota. Subaru is really making a big deal about how adventurous this car will be in the skin. It's got a best-in-class ground clearance of 210mm claimed. It's got symmetrical all-wheel drive in top-spec variants and also has a couple of unique off-road modes like hill descent control. So it's going to be interesting to see just how well it fares away from the beaten track. Now we're still awaiting final powertrain specifications for Australia, but globally the Solterra is available in a single electric motor front wheel drive variant or also a dual electric motor variant which drives all four wheels. In terms of the official range, you're seeing between 460 kilometres and 520 kilometres on the WLTP cycle. So in real life, you could probably expect between 350 k's and 460 kilometres. In its most powerful form, the all-wheel drive version Solterra knocks out 160 kilowatts and 336 newton metres, together with a claimed 0 to 100 time of 6.9 seconds, which certainly isn't hanging around. In terms of recharging, it's not quite as good as the Hyundai IONIQ 5, which has that brilliant 800 volt technology. With this, you're going to see a maximum DC charging version of 150 kilowatts. Now the Solterra is claimed to be Subaru's most advanced model yet, and it certainly presents that way inside the cabin. All the features you'd expect are correct and present: Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. In this top spec variant, a panoramic sunroof, heated seats, heated steering wheel, you name it, it's pretty much here. It also has the latest version of Subaru's famous EyeSight safety suite. What I am surprised at though, sitting in this car for the first time, is the level of detail, the textures, the finishings, everything else. It's unlike any other Subaru before it, and it's a really clever space with the way that everything works spatially. It's not a huge vehicle, 4.69 metres. It has a raked roofline as well, but when you jump inside, there's plenty of space, a flat floor being an EV, and even in the second row, there's lots of space for little ones or adults alike. Being an electric car, there are new innovations in terms of the spatial layout as well. This big centre console would normally be a centre console, that's now a big empty space. And just even some of the incidental storage, you can sort of pack everything away neatly, but the more you look, the more you're able to find. It's a really clever space and certainly sets an exciting new tone for the Subaru brand. Those are just some of the highlights of the new Subaru Solterra. As we said, we don't actually know the price of this vehicle yet, but he's hoping if Subaru can bring in the front wheel drive and all wheel drive versions, that could potentially see it come in at under $70,000 in Australia, which would make it eligible for some state-based EV subsidies. But we look forward to bringing you more details on the new Solterra ahead of its launch in the first half of 2023.